Chase, I have good news for you. This is a week where we talk about video games that I have not purchased something dumb to play video games with.
Okay. All right. Yes.
But
I was like, you probably have purchased video games. In fact, I know for a fact you have. Looking
I
at
have
some of the games
purchased
you're about
a
to talk
lot
about.
of video games. But there is a bundle out there right now via Green Man Gaming. We are not endorsed by them, but they have a bundle.
But if they want to endorse us,
yeah, if they want to, they can. We've been endorsed by less, by far less. You can get every single thing Destiny 2 ever, including the new Renegade stuff coming out for $35.
I would not necessarily recommend doing this.
$35.
Also, when you say that, it's everything that Destiny currently is. You don't get to be, because all that stuff's gone.
You get everything that has ever been released for Destiny 2, whether it's still in the game or not.
You get all the executables, whether or not those things do much when you
don't get the content of the game, and you don't get the player base with it either, because Destiny 2 is, in my opinion, weeks away from death.
It's extremely possible. I remain clean, and I foresee being clean until they announce when they're going to shut those servers down, and I'll probably jump in for a little bit just to see it. But it has been so much more doom and gloom in the last couple weeks than I've seen for a while. And you're seeing some player counts that are extremely low, some of the lowest they've seen ever for the game.
I think it will not even really bubble up a bit for when this new expansion comes out. Here's the question. They just
had like a new expansion come out a little while ago, and it barely cracked the middles of what the last expansion. Now, to be fair, the last expansion was the final shape, where they're like, oh, we're finishing the story.
It certainly was something final for them.
And it did seem like that got a bit of a spike. But then they had their first expansion. I forgot what it's called.
Nothing good.
Edge of something.
Edge of shutting down, apparently.
God damn it. And seeing the peak player counts for that, like, not even hit the mids of final shape. You're like, ooh, that is pretty rough. I love Destiny. I've loved Destiny for a very long time, and it makes me sad. But
dude, it's crazy to think about. And this is not, I don't think that this is far off. I really do not think this is far off. I know that there is another playtest allegedly for Marathon coming out, another closed alpha that you can sign up for today. But I do not think there will be IP from Bungie out. I think Marathon is done, or it will be very much dead on arrival. And I think Destiny 2 is going to shut down. And I think Sony is just going to cut ties or redeploy into other teams what is Bungie today. And that is a wild, like, What do you think will happen first? No more Xbox or no more Bungie?
Of those two options, I would say Xbox still sticks around in some form or fashion.
Yeah.
But I think I think you can still, like, in the same way that, like, oh, is Sega gone? Like, no, Sega's not gone. They just stopped making consoles. Like, I think Microsoft would do something similar. They might spin off their game studio stuff into another thing. Whether we call that Xbox,
sure,
I don't know. But I like the spirit of Xbox lives on somewhere. Bungie, like you said, could get shuffled away like that. I don't necessarily think that's gonna happen. I feel like the Bungie has enough name recognition where Sony cares about that to have them build something. I'm with you that I don't think Marathon is going to hit. It could be that it does, or that it finds its smaller, more dedicated audience. I know they are working towards making it a more dedicated PvP game. And the Destiny PvP has pretty much always been good. It's not
Yeah.
necessarily been the thing they focused on, but it's generally been good and held an audience for a while. So if they can get that with Marathon, that could be something, but it's certainly not the big, it doesn't seem like it's going to be the big jump in players
No,
that something
I
like
don't think
Destiny would
so.
do. I don't think they have the people and resources to make a Destiny 3 at this point. I think
Yeah.
the Destiny brand still has cachet. There was talk of a movie or a TV show or something, and I could see that maybe being something that kind of cross promotes and brings the game back a little bit, but in a
Sure.
similar way to that the Fallout TV show brought Fallout 76 back from the
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah. 100%. Like, I
Um,
get that
but
piece.
but it does seem like they are pretty aimless with where Destiny is and where it's going right now.
I mean, all signs are also pointing everything. So this weekend is that server slam for Arc Raiders, and then that comes out
Yeah.
in just a few weeks. And man, the more I've heard from people who have had hands on with it and the moments it's creating, like this one really feels possibly like the one to play. For us, that's a cool thing. There's a lot of people who are very excited about like the genre, but
Sure.
I feel Marathon being is in the state it is in today. Because originally wasn't that supposed to come out next month? I think that was supposed to come out in November, if I'm not
Maybe.
mistaken, originally.
Yeah, possible.
But if Arc Raiders hits, like it seems like it will, that's only going to make that hurdle higher for Bungie to clear with Marathon, because they're going to have to now. Nobody's really become like the definitive extraction shooter, or the extraction shooter for normies, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that I'm honestly kind of surprised Fortnite hasn't tried to do something in that space, given their IP and what they have available.
They do love stealing other people's
Right,
ideas and
right.
and making them the most mainstream thing possible.
Right.
Yeah.
So there isn't an extraction for normies, as far as I can tell. And I'm not saying that Arc Raiders will be for normies either, but it certainly
was the Call of Duty one, right? I mean, that
was
is,
like
that is
baked
for
into
normies. I'm not saying it's hit.
Yeah. It was fun.
For normies.
It was fun. But I don't know, like we got a lot of games to talk about tonight, but I also
That's
just
true.
it's been super weird to kind of see like the news about Bungie's player count, to have like Xboxes pulled from retailers this week. Like things are changing at a rate that we anticipate. No, I'm sorry. Things are changing the way we thought they might. They're changing at a rate that I was not ready for.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I'm at with it. Like I anticipated it. I just didn't think it would happen so quickly. But the good news is, if those games aren't going to do it for you, and if you are looking for something new to play and you're a Bungie player that's been suffering through it, there's a lot of cool stuff to play. I would like to kick tonight off, Chase, if I can, with 2 demos to talk to you about.
Okay.
I've downloaded a lot of them. I will spend very little time telling you about Cloudheim, because I spent the least amount of time with it. That's not to say it was a bad experience. It's just a game that I think I probably would enjoy playing with another person, because it's a game designed for 4 people. Cloudheim is slated for 2025. It has a look to it somewhere between Breath of the Wild and Genshin Impact as far as the art direction goes. This is a hack and slash style, class base, go out, beat shit up, collect resources, and come back and kind of have a base you manage with your crew. I think there's a loop to be played here with it. They say Ragnarok shattered the world and the gods have chosen you to shape the next one. Cloudheim is a 1 to 4 player action adventure that blends crafting with chaotic physics-based combat. Awaken forgotten deities, drive back corruption, and upgrade your shop in the sky to bring harmony back to the realm. So it has a little bit of Moonlighter in it also. So it's combining a lot of things I like. Building, I like a good action adventure game. I like running the shop. I think I'll keep an eye on this one. It's from Noodle Cat Games. I don't know if I know of their other stuff. I think this is just it for them, Cloudheim. But the one I really want to talk to you about is Skate Story from Devolver Digital.
Sure. Yeah.
This is a game that I think really captivated us when we saw the trailer for it. It had a look to it. I'm going to list a few things here to you. I wrote down some games. What if Sayonara Wild Hearts mixed with Children of the Sun and mixed with Tony Hawk Pro Skater? How would you feel about all that?
Sound like good things?
This game is wild, man. This is a weird fucking ride.
Yeah.
You are a demon. If you didn't know that, I don't know if you knew that or not. You're a demon in this game.
I think that they show that in the trailer, or talk about it in the trailer. Yeah.
The underworld, like there's a persistent moon in the underworld that like aggravates everybody there, so they don't rest, I think is the case. You get hungry and you go to eat the moon, and you get thrown in jail because you get to the moon. That's the tutorial of it. The demo is like the first chapter of this game, by the way, or the first act. I can't remember which one it was. And they're kind of walking you through the story beats of what's happening here. You get punished and thrown into this jail, this realm. You're allowed to skate. And then if you can get to certain, pomp and rank in this realm, you might get to get out of jail. And that's the premise of what you're doing. So you're going into these areas kind of like Mario Paint-esque, not Mario Paint, I'm sorry, but Mario 64, where you go into these doors or paintings to go to that level. And then you're popping tricks, man. You're going through, you have an amazing soundtrack, like just a fucking killer soundtrack. That's part of the Sayonara Wild Heart stuff for me. One of the things that I found so striking outside of the visuals of this was the camera. So it's a fisheye lens, but the way that they have it mounted behind your character, like when you push up and down on it, it like lowers to go right behind your skateboard.
Yeah, it's more like Skate than Tony Hawk.
Yes.
In that it's getting that kind of camera angle. Yeah.
And that just looks so fucking cool because your character is made of glass. The environment and like the graphical style of the worlds you're in remind me a lot of Children of the Sun. So I'm getting that. And I think some of the writing, you never played El Paso Elsewhere, did you?
I did not, no.
Okay. The writing is somewhere between that and like Children of the Sun. So it's good writing. It's very short, just kind of like boom, it's there. If I said like vaporwave aesthetic to you, you know what I'm talking about with like the statue heads and shit like that. Mm-hmm. This is like dark vaporwave because you have like God or the devil or whoever you're talking to is like one of the like statues.
What's the difference?
What's the difference is right. I'm just here to tell you this. Like, I don't want to give away a lot of it because I was pretty just like taken by all the stuff that was kind of unfolding while playing this. But I am proud to tell you that this game certainly has the feel. It has the juice. It has, I mean, best style comes to mind immediately when I look at this game. Like it checks every one of those boxes that we love in those types of games. And this is a really cool look for Devolver. And if you have the opportunity, I don't know if you will or not. I think it's worth downloading the demo and checking it out. Like it's really fucking cool. Controller is the way to play it. Absolutely.
How is, because I've seen indie skateboard games before.
Yeah.
We've seen stuff like Skatebird and I'm trying to figure out that other one that I played a demo of that was like there have been a lot that have been kind of cool, even Ollie Ollie to an extent, where it's like, hey, here's like a smaller skateboarding game, and they just while they can be fun or cool or interesting, they don't necessarily have the robustness of something that when they say like, oh, we're inspired by Tony Hawk, then you play it, it's like, this doesn't feel like Tony Hawk at all. I know I'm on a skateboard, but like that's not really the same thing. How do you feel like this is like a story-based game where skating happens, or do you feel like you're really doing cool skate stuff and then it also is just weird around you?
The latter. So you can hop off your board whenever you want to. That's like part of it. And I have only, it's kind of cool how they present new moves also. Like think about like demons, biblical shit. That's pretty fun. But I learned how to ollie. I got to pop shove it now. I have not unlocked anything in the demo where I'm like doing massive tricks while grinding, not to like the spammy nature that like a Tony Hawk's Pro Skater would be.
You're not getting like giant combo strings and
nothing like
revert
that.
Into manual into whatever.
Like one of it was like there was this big obelisk in front of you and you had to go and like bust through it to get something, and the way it was set up, there was these like ghost chains that went to it, and at the end of those chains there was a glowing circle up that was like, one was a very apparent like, okay, a bunny hop type ollie onto it, and you had to power stomp like an ollie onto those circles. So it wasn't about a score at that point. It was about, can you navigate the environment? It was part of the tutorial. And like each one of those was kind of on a higher tier of it. So you had to time your jump with the ollie. So there is a finesse to it. But it is just about like vibe skating in a lot of ways. And that feels really good. And so you're going on your board to do these things to get the recognition and to level up. And you go and get the quest to do those things, and you go and skate and perform what you're supposed to, and then come back out and progress it there.
Are they tracking scores? Like, is there like combo scores of?
So I'm not super far through the act yet. There's a lot of other shit I've been playing, so I haven't got to a point where it was like you need to have a high score to get through this. It was more about like, if you can. Well, the way that they do it, it was more about like in a boss fight. So like, I don't want to give away too much here, but you fight the moon, and in doing so, you have to do tricks to damage the moon, and as you repeat tricks, they lose their damage because they're no longer shocking. So they don't want you to spam things. You got to kind of chain stuff together where it makes sense. And you might be able to do a couple pop shove-its and then do an ollie and kind of rotate and work through it that way. But that's been more of like how they encourage you to explore getting good at other things, because as you're damaging things or breaking through it, you kind of bump into this idea that you can't do a whole fucking lot with it. So it's cool. I don't want to tell you more because I think that there's something really special about this one, on just like, it's so unique and different. Like taking that in is a really cool thing.
I just wanted to check platforms. Is it just PC right now? Yeah.
I think so.
Well, no. It looks like there's PS5
demo.
I don't know about a demo. There's at least a release date trailer.
Oh, cool. It's I think December, right, is when it's coming out.
It looks like it's on Switch too. Yes, December 8th. It's coming to Switch, PS5, and PC on December 8th. Yep.
Yeah, man. Like this is I would say this is like an absolute pickup for sure, based off the little bit I saw.
Cool.
All right. I don't want to take up too much time here because I've been long-winded, but I do want to tell you, I have played maybe 30 minutes of Pokemon Legends ZA, and I think there's a bigger conversation to have there. I think I'm going to like it quite a bit, actually. It looks rough. I like what I like so far, and I'm in their oppressively long onboarding. It's so fucking dumb how bad it is.
Pokemon game.
It is so bad, Chase, how dumb this is. But this is very different to me in the sense of like how you battle. And I don't know how much you know about that so far, but
yeah, I know it's like real time, and you
move
and you can direct your Pokemon to move to, and
it's all cool.
That part did not sound interesting to me at all. Does it feel good?
This is a weird pull for me. I think this is like the closest to what I've seen in the anime for how those battles go. Like this feels like that. You are moving around.
Do you feel like you get time? Like when I think about battling in the anime, I think of somebody telling a Pokemon to do a move, and then me being able to tell my Pokemon to counter it in some way. Like you have, or is it that kind of thing where somebody is about to do a move and you have a way to counter it or to dodge it in some way, or
you do. That they do your trainer does, because you need to run and dodge, because they're like, if you're in an environment like a wild zone where you're catching Pokemon, they'll come after you. But when you're battling a trainer, so you battle trainers at night in specific areas of the city. The wild zones are open. You go in and you can it'll let you know when you highlight a Pokemon, like the odds of catching it in its current state. But if it's like lower, then you have to call out one of your Pokemon to beat it up a bit. And one of the cool things too is like you can like KO it, and it's like just there like with stars above it said, so you can catch it and not kill it. So that's helpful. It'll disappear after a minute, after a few seconds. So far, when I've been in there, like when I've seen type matching with these characters, like I haven't been able to like stop it in its track. But what I have been doing more than I do in like a mainline Pokemon game is given the movesets I have right now, I'm using a lot of buffs and debuffs where I typically wouldn't. And so you kind of get into, because it's all on cooldown timers.
Yeah.
So you're going to be doing like, if I use tackle, well, then I might go into a leer. And if I go from leer, then I'll wait and do like a water gun. And you get a rotation of how, like, you know, the timers to be on your character. And I've found that's been interesting. There is a very organic quality to it. It's very different. And I don't know.
It sounds almost like an MMO at that point if you're just balancing cooldowns.
It's really that. That's like you're balancing cooldowns and moving around, but
because like the last Legends, that was still turn-based combat, but it did make the combat. I thought the combat felt like shit in the first Legends, and it was because all the moves had different speeds.
Yep.
So the more powerful the move, the slower it was. And again, in real time, that just means, do you go first or do you go second? But it got me to a point where I went, well, I want, even though my Pokemon is supposed to be faster than the other one, the moves that I'm using make it slower in the attacks, and that felt like shit. So I'm glad they changed that system. I'm not sure this is the system I wanted, but I guess it's
I really want to hear your thoughts when you feel it. You and I have Switch 2s. I think that's going to help our mileage quite a bit here. Dude, like it's a big fucking city. And when you're in that city, it's huge. It's like very vertical, and there is a verticality to like how you maneuver through it. Mm-hmm. But holy shit, Chase, like these are just flat fucking PNGs slapped on walls. So like it's supposed to be like little balconies with awnings and shit, and you go up to it and it is flat as fuck. It looks really bad. But Switch 2, you are getting 4K graphics, you are getting 60 frames a second. The character,
those PNGs are in 4K. Oh hell yeah!
Well, the characters work pretty well here, but it's like everything kind of slathered around it is not the best. But I really want to have more of a conversation with you on this because I think it is going to be very different for a lot of people.
Yeah. The problem is I still haven't picked it up yet, and I'm not like I'm wavering on whether I'm going to be doing that or not.
Well, let's talk about why I think you have a reason not to.
Okay.
I bought Digimon Storytime Stranger.
I told you didn't have to do that.
Don't tell me what I can't do. I'm John Locke.
Obviously, yeah. I'm so sorry. I accidentally used reverse psychology on you.
Man, that game's cool.
It's pretty cool.
That's a cool game. And I tell you what, when you go from that to Pokemon Legends ZA, it is very, very interesting to see where it's at, because I can see why you like it. And I can see why you, growing up with Pokemon and Digimon, can connect some tissue here. You spoke ad nauseum about this game last week, but for somebody who knows fuck all about Digimon, I think the character models so far are pretty cool. I think that the quality of life you get with this game is through the roof when it comes to just like, they know that you're going to have a lot of shit. I love, more than I thought I would, that I can just beat the fuck out of all these Digimon and still kind of walk away from that battle, not worrying about losing them or not catching them. Like,
every battle feels like progress in a way that you just don't get with Pokemon. That is really cool.
100%. I've played this game for a couple hours and I've never felt like I was wasting time at all. I've always felt like, even if I was like, fuck, I've just like made all these other little peons that I'm not going to use. Well, cool. I'll just like immediately dump them into this one and level them up because I want to get to a certain Digi-evolution or Digivolve or whatever it is.
Yeah. That's wild. I haven't used the feed into the other one's feature at all, because I just keep collecting them because I go, oh, well, I know I'll Digivolve this thing into something. So it's really interesting to see somebody go like, whoa, what if you just fed them into this other one and got the levels
I needed to get attack up to 280 on one of them so I could get to one of the starters. And,
when you feed, they up the stats too?
Yep.
Oh, interesting.
But I think, yeah, because I know for a fact, because I was trying to get from like level 5 to level 6 on one of them, and it showed me like, okay, if you feed them, you're going to go up to like this percentage. And I was trying to get to 280 attack, and I was at 270, and after I did that, I went to 272.
Who was
So
your starter? Who'd you pick?
oh my, is it Gore? Is Gorman? Is that its name? It's like the water and ice one. It has like a, I think it's like the water equivalent one for it. I'm pretty sure it like looks like a seal, purple and white spots. I think it's like an orange.
Oh yeah. Shit. Yes. Fuck. Why can't I remember his name? That one's from the anime. Like
that's why I picked it.
Gabu. No, not Gabumon. That's a different one. Fuck.
Gabagoolmon.
Gatsamon? No. I don't know.
I just think that there's a lot here with it and compare. And I'm not here to dog on Pokemon because I do think that game's going to be pretty all right. Like,
yeah.
But I think Digimon feels more confident. I think Digimon feels again more player forward, more player friendly in a lot of ways. Like Pokemon is Pokemon at this point. But like even going out and like there's chests after most encounters, you can find a bunch of shit. The idea that you can just kind of like rinse, wash, repeat like I am right now. And like, it reminds me a lot of when you would go into the dungeons in Persona just to like grind stuff out. Like it's different. It's not progressing the story, but
Gomamon, I never thought that's his name.
Yes. I did not think in the year 2025, I would be playing Dynasty Warriors. I did not think I would be playing Digimon.
Yeah. Who the hell are you?
I did not think I'd be buying.
What happened?
I'm playing Digimon. I'm buying Pokemon. You haven't. I've bought more handheld gaming devices this year than you. The tables have turned, my friend. I am what you made me.
Okay. Well, I'm not what you made me.
I know. I'm just trying to teach you it's okay to listen to your friends or not listen to them.
I'm still shocked about the Digimon thing. That's crazy. Oh, one last question I have for you. Have you changed your character's outfit?
In Digimon? No, but I have I know I have some in like the version I got has like extra outfits and stuff I can move into.
Yeah. Because I immediately I'm playing as the girl character, and I didn't really like the short dress that she was in. It just looked a little odd to me. So I immediately switched to the schoolgirl outfit that looks like the other schoolgirl that you're talking to. So we just kind of look like we go to the same school.
Oh, you're just friends.
Yeah, we're just friends. It's fine. Yeah. But it's like every other line in that game, or everybody I meet goes, "Wow, you look weird. You're wearing weird clothes. Why do you look like you're wearing clothes out of an anime?" I was like, "No, I changed. I changed out of those clothes. I'm not in those clothes anymore." And I know the joke is like they show you really early in the game. There is actually an anime based on you and your partner.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
So when everybody goes like, "Oh, you look like you're from an anime," I go like, "Yeah, I guess so. Don't worry about that." But also, I have changed my character's outfit, so they keep going, "You look weird," and it comes out especially hypocritical when it's the girl wearing the same schoolgirl outfit I am, where she goes, "Your clothes are weird." Like, I'm wearing the clothes that you're wearing. You can't say that.
I'll tell you this much too. It's weird for me to know, like, I feel like I already know how to play this game because I have 30 years of Pokemon under my belt. But at the same time, it feels kind of exciting and fresh to not like immediately know a lot about these Digimon. Like I can see a Pokemon like just now, like I got all the Pokemon in this wild zone and I know what each one of them will become. Like I already know all that. Like I know what to do.
You
know
what they look like. You know their types. You know what they're going to evolve to. It except for like, hey, there's some new Mega Evolutions or some extra bullshit that they might do. But generally, you know what you're getting into, and it is kind of cool, even for somebody who knows a lot about Digimon. I don't know that much about Digimon because they still have a bunch of fuckers that I've never seen before or do not remember or only remember on the most fringiest fringe. Yeah. And so for me to go in and go like, "Oh yeah, there is a Mega Kuwagamon. I forgot about that."
It reminds me so much. Weird. Like I told you this off pod, but like it's like SMT made a Pokemon game is what this feels like. Yeah. So
And I told you need to go back and play Tokyo Mirage Session Sharp FE.
And I said I did, and I got the glasses.
But you should keep playing that. That is such a good game.
So now I'm at a crossroads where it's like I'm playing Pokemon, but I'm thinking a little bit more about that Digimon game because I think that Digimon game's pretty good. So yeah, I played the Cloudheim demo. I got a bunch of others downloaded, Skate Story demo, and then Pokemon Legends ZA. I think you should get it. I think you should. You have a Switch 2, pick it up, play it this weekend when you're gone.
I probably will.
We'll talk about it next time we're live. And then Digimon, you can't play on the go, so you're gonna have to leave that one behind anyway. But yeah,
I still don't understand how that's not on the Switch. It does not seem like it's.
Yeah, it's silly. It's very silly. It's not there. There's 2 games that you have to talk about tonight, Chase, that I'm very curious to hear about. I will shut up so you can tell us about them.
Brand new video games, Bobby. Games
I have this one downloaded
before. Yes, the first game I purchased a new video game today, and it was not Pokemon ZA. It was Ball Pit.
Hell yeah,
X
baby!
Pit, Ball Cross Pit, however you want to call it. I think it is just Ball Pit. Yes, this is also another new game published by Devolver Digital.
They're hitting hard right now, man.
They kind of come in waves.
Baby steps. This.
Yeah.
Skate
sometimes
Story.
It's a trek to Yomi, and sometimes you get a ball pit.
That's what I tell my wife every night.
So Ball Pit, we've played this during a Steam Next Fest, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so the general idea here is that it is a roguelike game where you are playing Arkanoid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you go into this dungeon, the pit, because a giant meteor came in and crashed down and created this giant crater in the ground. And so now you are going down into that crater to do your runs. And it's a little bit like Loop Hero in that you go and you do your runs and then you bring it back to a town. And
don't tease me with a good time.
Yeah, I still don't love the town stuff.
I think that's the weakest part from what people have talked about, but it's not like a hindrance. It's just a thing that people are like, hey, the other part's so good, I'd rather just get this done and get back to that part.
Right. And I felt when I played Loop Hero that it was more important to get that stuff back home right.
Yeah.
And it feels a little bit more like you can just kind of fuck around and it's fine whether you get it right or you don't in Ball Pit. So I've been mostly ignoring it, also because the text is very hard to read.
Where are you playing this?
So I'm playing this on a Switch 2,
okay.
But I was playing it in handheld mode tonight, which I normally don't do. I normally play on TV, but I was watching something on TV and just wanted to play it. So the text, I think, is just a little too small playing in handheld mode. I imagine it's not a problem at all if I just play it on a normal TV. And I look forward to doing that as well.
Really quick on that, I did hear, I don't know what this is going to look like because it's not being handled by Nintendo. I think next month they have like a Switch 2 enhanced version of this game coming. And so really? I don't know if you'll just get that. I kind of hope Devolver would be cool and just be like, hey, you've already bought it, like get it.
I mean, but Pokemon wants you to pay an extra $10 to get the Switch upgrade.
Fuck, man. So I don't know if that will like give you like mouse support with this, or if this would change anything at all about like I doubt it. Yeah. It would change resolutions on the Switch 2.
Yeah, I only tried it with the controller. I don't know if it has touchscreen stuff or mouse support. I would imagine it probably has the mouse support.
Next month, I think it will.
Okay, I still haven't played a game with a mouse on the Switch 2.
I'm kind of holding out for Metroid.
Sure. But then the main part, the roguelike part, is Arkanoid, where you're a character that's shooting the balls from you. It's a little bit more like Vampire Survivors, I guess, where you are more or less constantly shooting. And you can aim in a twin stick way where the balls go, but you're in an Arkanoid Tetris-y kind of lane, and you're shooting the balls as statue, creature, monster guys slowly creep down from the top of the screen. And when they get to the bottom of the screen, they'll attack you. So you need to, and also if you get too close to them, they can attack you as well. So you need to stay away from them and also keep them from encroaching into the bottom, because
you have full control of like angles when you're shooting the balls and like the placement. And can you remind me, because I haven't played this since the demo, do you get the ball back? Like, is that how you shoot it again? Or is it kind of like, walk me through that part of it?
There can only be so many balls on screen at one time.
Tell me about it.
So yeah, I know. So it's not like Arkanoid in that way where you're bouncing it off a paddle. The balls will just continue to bounce wherever they go, and then eventually they will degrade and go away.
Okay.
They have a timer to them.
But they can get trapped behind people, right?
They can. The balls themselves have a timer associated with them that can be modified by different power-ups that you collect. You can make them last longer, or you can make them degrade faster, but they get more power or something like that.
I think they tout in the trailer there's like 50 combinations of balls for this game.
There seems to be a lot of combinations. Yeah, this is definitely a Vampire Survivors in that way, where you are getting you're defeating enemies, you're picking up gems, and then those gems go into experience points that then once it hits a certain threshold, you get 3 options like a Vampire Survivors, and you can pick between those for whichever power-ups you want.
You kind of answered one of my questions already, but I'll just bring it up here. Brad Shoemaker was saying that it's interesting to see a game not try and be a Vampire Survivor clone, but be inspired by the genre and expand on it. How do you feel about that statement playing the game?
I think that's totally fair. It seems like it's taking the parts of Vampire Survivors that are a good quick shorthand for some players of, oh, I know how this works. Oh, I know what I'm supposed to be doing here. I know what the loop of this game should basically be. But the action that you're taking is so much different, and the choices that you're making are different than how you would make them in Vampire Survivors, which makes it feel less like a clone and more like a unique thing, even though that most of what it's doing is just Vampire Survivors again, but the wrapping around it is so different that it gives it its own kind of unique feel, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, 100%.
Again, I'm playing on the Switch too. I've only been playing it in handheld mode with the controller, and I posited this when you were playing it on the Next Fest of like, will this game feel good when you're on a controller with analog sticks?
Yeah, that was going to be a question I had.
Precision of the mouse, and it definitely doesn't feel as precise with the Switch with the analog controller. I don't think you necessarily need that. Like, it's not a game that is begging for you to have the most precision in the world, but I know there are times when I was playing, it's like, if I had a mouse, I know I could bounce it up into that spot that I want it to. And I've spent a handful of seconds trying to do that on the controller, and I know I've wasted a little time. I've let some other creatures creep down. This isn't as efficient, but generally, it's not a big deal. I think the game is still totally playable with a controller. It just doesn't feel as ideal, and it also might feel better with a Pro controller rather than trying to hold the entire system.
I wonder what people with the Steam Deck would think of it with those touchpads. Like, I wonder if that would be,
maybe that's better. Yeah. And I wonder if this would feel good with touchscreen controls. Now, you still do have to move the character, and I don't know how that would feel trying to move and aim with the touch controls. But I don't know. It basically doesn't matter because the game is still fun and cool.
It's a cool looking game. Like, I am so excited to get into it tonight. I was trying to fit in Pokemon after work, and I was like tossing a coin between that or Ball Pit, and I'd already played the demo on Ball Pit.
Like, there is a lot of good mechanical stuff in it that when you get these power ups, they seem interesting enough that you want to dissect them in your brain a little bit. Like, okay, does having more burn damage make sense here, or do I want this other ball that comes out once every 8 times but it pierces? So, like, okay, that could be really useful. Do I want this one that does splash damage when it hits? Do I want this one that has a percentage chance of giving me health back? Okay, that could keep me alive. It's only a percentage chance, though. Is that worth it? I like those questions that it makes you ask. And then you brought it up a little bit earlier, but this game also has a fusion system. So I know you didn't love Vampire Survivors, but you remember when you played Vampire Survivors?
Yeah, I got better with it.
And you eventually got so many power-ups that you wouldn't get new power-ups. You'd only get ones that upgrade your current ones. This game finds a way to skirt that problem by giving you the option of fusing power ups.
Oh,
And
rad.
I think you have to have them. I don't know if they have to be fully upgraded or upgraded some sort. I think there is some kind of reason that or threshold that you need to meet before you can fuse them. But it does just fuse them into a basically brand new power up that does mostly what the last two did. And that's really cool. So you could have like the earthquake one and the burn one, and
Yeah.
I did this one earlier tonight. And you smash them together, and now it's like this molten
Yeah, we built a
ball.
really cool one. I can't remember which one it was that we had. We were
Yeah.
just like, holy shit, that's rad. I
Yeah,
do
I
have
know
a
we did something with poison. Like there's so many different things you can do. But the best thing about it is yes, you get a cool new weapon, but what you also get is an open slot because you fused
yeah,
two
yeah.
separate slots
That's a
into
good
one
point. I
slot.
didn't even think
And
about
now it
that.
gives you an option to now, okay, now I can get a new power up. And now I can continue fusing and I can continue to get new power ups. Because that was always kind of a lame thing in Vampire Survivors where oh, you know, I got the scythes and then I got the arrows here for this and well, oh, and now I up my luck and damn, I ran out of slots. I can't get the fusion one, or I can't get the like the super upgraded one that I thought I was going to get, or that I was building to because this was just the choice that was put in front of me and I just picked it. In this game, it feels like you could always get another power up. You just have to wait for the fusion to come, and the fusions show up pretty quickly in every
Yeah.
run, and you'll get multiple of them in runs. So that part's been good. I think this game's really cool. I want to keep exploring it. I don't feel like I'm very good at it.
I was gonna
There
ask
is
if it seems like it's very build dependent.
some of that, but I also think there's a little bit of patting your head while rubbing your tummy ness to
Mm,
it of trying to play you're kind of trying to play a like a shoot 'em up game where a bullet hell game, that's what I'm looking for, because eventually you'll get monsters that will start shooting arrows down at you, so you have to be paying attention to what your character is doing and where your character is moving, and then also where you're aiming and looking higher up the lane, so you know, oh, I want to go and hit these guys in the back somehow, or I want to do some long-term planning of clearing out this column so I can spread things out, or be able to have something open where I can get behind them.
I
And that requires what's up?
no, keep going. Sorry.
Okay, well, it requires a level of thinking or a level of double think that is not something you can immediately grasp, or at least I can't
Well,
immediately
it's
grasp.
kind
But
of a
it's something
chaotic
I
game
feel like
too.
it is. Oh, totally. Like the stuff that you're shooting, the stuff that
Yeah.
enemies are shooting, the explosions that are happening, the things that you have to pick up. There's a lot on screen at one time, and it's going to be something that you need to get used to, and it understand that visual language, and then you'll be able to pick things up faster and go. And so I'm looking forward to digging into it more and learning more about it as I go and finding cool combinations and things like that. But
My
it leaves a really great first impression regardless, and then I
I,
think it's something that just will be that kind of slow burn,
oh, I
continues
can't
to be
wait.
cool as you play it.
I was hooked on the demo. Do you have any? Like, my last question is: have you unlocked more than one character yet, or you just have
I
the one?
unlocked one new character. I haven't used them yet.
Okay.
I can't. I don't even remember what their name was.
I did
It
hear
was like a
that.
sheriff or something. I got a sheriff's office.
I think there's 8 levels, and I know that if you beat each level with each character, there's like cool like replaying the levels with each character will net you stuff, is what I've heard. So
Yeah, and that also feels very Vampire Survivors.
yeah,
Of
yeah,
yes, there are different levels. Yes, there are different characters. You can quote unquote beat them, but beating them doesn't mean you're done with
cool,
them
man.
forever. You will want to keep going back and playing these different things, or Balatro in that there are different decks, but you still would like to play with the same deck sometimes because you'll have a new build that you want to try or something like that. It's
I don't
cool.
even
I
think
like
this is
it.
probably the favorite thing you've played this week, if I had to guess.
It is not 100%. It is not.
But
So then the other thing I've played. So for last month's wheel spin that we did for our preview, landed on a Fire Emblem game, and I got the option to pick. And I thought about playing a current Fire Emblem or a mainline Fire Emblem that I hadn't played yet, and going back to one of those, or the other option was there's a ton of really cool ROM hacks that I've been collecting and just haven't really tried. And I started leaning more towards the ROM hack side. I've got a bunch of these. I like playing on my analog pocket.
sure.
That that sounds like the way to go. Well, then September got real busy, and I didn't play any of them. But then when October came up, I said, well, we're not going to do a wheel spin this time. It's my birthday month, and my birthday month would have had a smaller wheel, and a Fire Emblem game definitely would have been on that anyway. So
Yeah,
let's just call
naturally.
this the wheel spin. So that's worked out really well. I could just play a Fire Emblem game during my birthday month. I played this on my birthday and been having a really good time. So the one I ended up choosing is called Fire Emblem Sacred Echoes. Bobby, do you know anything about this video game?
I do not know anything about. I didn't even know if it was a real mainline Fire Emblem game.
Okay. This is a demake of Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valentia.
Which is one of your favorite video games of all time.
That is very much correct. It's a game that I have loved so much that I purchased a copy for Bobby. I hand-delivered it to his house. He said, thank you very much. And then he sold his 3DS basically the next week.
I gave you my 3DS. You have my 3DS.
Did. Yes. I have your 3DS.
It's a good one.
It's a great one. Yeah. I don't have your copy of the game. I think you ended up selling that, which probably netted you a pretty good profit. I think that became a little rarer by the time you sold it. But anyway, that's not the point. It's not the point that Bobby didn't play a game that I personally bought for him. The point is that this is one of my favorite Fire Emblem games of all time, and somebody went out and made a GBA style demake of this. The sacred part in this is it's a ROM hack of Fire Emblem 8, The Sacred Stones, and it's a demake of Echoes, so they call it Fire Emblem Sacred Echoes. This is a completed hack. This is like version 1.12 or something like that, so it is done. It's got all the chapters. It's got all the characters. You can play this start to back right now. And the coolest thing is this is just one of the best hacks maybe ever. Like, it just feels so good. It has so many good quality of life things inside it. It's got so many options. It's really cool to see how they've translated some of the stuff from a 3DS game back into a GBA. Just whole lines of dialogue are pulled right from the 3DS stuff, so there's like that part's a little easy, right? Like, you can just take the good lines from the 3DS game and plop them right in, and so that stuff works really well. I think the portraits that they've made look pretty good. They've also just been able to take screen grabs from the 3DS, like some of the really nice looking scenes from the cutscenes, and just like take a screenshot of it and then rasterize it in a way and compress it in a way that it fits on the GBA. And that just looks cool. And you go, oh yeah, I remember that scene from playing the 3DS one. That's so neat. So a lot of really cool presentation stuff around it. But at the same time, it just plays really, really well. So Bobby, you know the thing I hate most in most games, right?
Weapon degradation.
That's the one. Yeah.
And encumbrance.
Also encumbrance, yeah. But this one that we're talking about. And timers. All of those things are true.
New games.
And new anything, yes.
And games that Bobby likes.
Okay, you had it right the first time. That was the one I was looking for.
I kept it right though.
Yeah, so you have weapon uses in in most Fire Emblem games. One of the cool things that I love about Fire Emblem Echoes, the 3DS one, is that game did not have weapon degradation at all. You had weapons, they had their own stats to them, but you could just keep using that weapon. Yep. I think it just makes combat a lot faster, that you don't have to worry about, every time you go out of a battle, do I need to equip another iron sword?
The sword becomes very precious now. I'm not going to use it at all. Like,
right. You start hoarding materials, just never using the things. This game has found an interesting balance where everybody's basic weapon will have unlimited uses. So there's just sword. A character can just have sword, and it has unlimited uses. You can just keep using it. But then you have upgraded ones. You can get an iron sword, you can get a steel sword, you can get a silver sword, in the way that you would with any of the GBA games. And those have a number of uses to them. So if you want to have a more powerful weapon with you, you can bring that more powerful weapon and use it. But you know that you always have something to fall back on. It's nice that you always have a thing that can
you always got to
pulled out. If like an enemy only has Right, or an enemy only has a couple of HP left. I don't want to use a whole use of my silver sword
Yeah.
on it. That's too good of a weapon to waste on that. I have a regular sword I can just do it with. There's also a couple of special weapons in the game that continue to not have uses either. So those you can also just use as unlimited things. But there are certain weapons that have those uses, and you feel better about using them in the situation that calls for them because you know you always have something to fall back on. And I really, really like that. It
Are you
was,
playing this on your
when I
pocket? You
talked
said. I'm
about,
sorry. You said pocket.
yeah, I'm playing this on the Analog Pocket. It works on any GBA emulator for sure.
Okay.
Um, so that part I think is really cool. The leveling system is all very similar to Echoes, where you'll you can keep upgrading somebody to level 20, but what you can do is there will be a time where they're eligible to be upgraded, and you can go to one of the statues in the game that shows up in a couple of different maps, and you can go back to those statues and just upgrade them right then if you want to. Similar to the way that Echoes had, you want to kind of upgrade them right away because their stats sometimes in Fire, this is getting a little bit in the weeds, but
No, you're
sometimes in
good.
Fire
You're
Emblem,
good.
in Fire Emblem games, you don't want to upgrade them to the next class because you want them to be able to keep getting stats, and they won't be able to get as many stats if you upgrade them too quickly.
Got it.
So, but in Echoes, they will, when you upgrade a class, they will upgrade specifically into the base stats that they would have from gaining that upgraded class. So you don't lose anything by upgrading them immediately. And this game keeps that, which is a really cool system to have. It's really nice to just feel like, yep, I can upgrade them right away. I don't have to fiddle around with shitty weak characters that I'm just trying to like level grind on. I can just upgrade them and go. That feels really good. Um, it has so many
Is
cool
it the
things.
same story that you're used to?
It is. It's the same story. It's the way they've implemented some of the story stuff in there. Where I just got through a part where when you play a Celica, you get a choice of which direction you want to go, and it leads to you getting one character and not the other. And I think in the 3DS game, you just like run right to it. But in this one, you just get an option that's shown like, okay, which one do you want to, which path do you choose? And then we're going to make that path. They're not going to show the whole thing out there. They have had to make some compromises on how to build this stuff, but the things that they've managed to maintain from that game are still more or less maintained in the GBA version, and it's really really cool to see. Um, it's a little. It is still the same game though. Like that's maybe the only disappointment for me is that I'm kind of playing a game I've already played, uh,
Sure.
and it doesn't. In some ways, it doesn't feel all that new to me. But it's also, and also that other game is one of my favorite games of all time. So trying to be like one of my favorite games of all time is nice, but it's not one of my favorite games of all time. The GBA graphics are cool. They look really great. I love GBA Fire Emblem, but I still think the 3DS Fire Emblem Shadows of Valentia is one of the most gorgeous games I've ever seen. I wish the newer Fire Emblem games would go back to that art style.
Maybe they
And
will.
and so to see the art style, something I really love about Echoes, be changed because now it has to be on a GBA, and it looks like Fire Emblem Sacred Stones or Fire Emblem Blazing Blade, which are also very nice looking games. It does feel a little weird to go like, oh well, the thing I really like about Echoes is like what it looks like, and this this game doesn't look like that. Um, I'm really glad I'm playing it. I find myself playing it each and every night. I've played it so long that my analog pocket has gotten so hot to the touch that I go,
Oh
okay,
shit.
I gotta put this down. Like I've
I
been playing it for too many hours at once.
I didn't even think that was the thing with that thing.
Yeah, it can heat up. It can heat up a decent amount, but it doesn't happen unless you're playing it for multiple hours on end, and I'm doing that because I think this game
Oh
fucking
my
rules.
god.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm having a really good time with it. It's really nice to be a part of this and to see this game come together. It makes me want to try more Fire Emblem ROM hacks. Although from everything that I see, it sounds like this is maybe one of the deepest, best production values, most quality of life stuff in there that any ROM hack has. So I feel like maybe I started with a showstopper, you know,
Oh, well,
and maybe that'll ruin me for all the rest of them. One last thing, it
no,
also
keep
does
going,
have
man.
just some really nice quality of life stuff across the board that even Echoes didn't have, where it just has. Okay, there are some Fire Emblem sickos out there who will try playing the games in different ways. They'll modify the games to be able to play them in different ways. Like there will
How
be.
dare they?
So one of the things that people do is try to play Fire Emblem with 0% growths, which means you have to play with your characters at their base stats. They don't when they get a new level, they will not upgrade any of their stats. So you just kind of have to figure it out, be really strategic with it. Most people would have to modify that into their game. This game just puts it as an option. Do you want to play with 0% growth? You can play with 0% growth. Do you want to play with fixed growths, which is something that other Fire Emblem players do? Fire Emblem generally has, when you level up, random stats have or not random stats. Stats will have a percentage of whether they will go up as well. Those are your growths. And so do you want to play it where the game will continue to do that, where sometimes you'll go through a run and go, oh man, I just hit the jackpot, and even though this guy had a 60% attack growth, it did it not 6 out of 10 times, it did it 10 out of 10 times. Great, look at all this. My guy has so much attack. But when you play with fixed growths, it goes, okay, it should happen 6 out of 10 times. We're going to make sure that it happens 6 out of 10 times, and it's going to happen on this exact schedule. So you can play this game with fixed growth, so you could play it exactly the way that it was intended to at any certain point. You can even play it like I might be playing it in a very cheatery way, where I'm playing 100% growth, Bobby. Every time I level, everybody's stats go up. All the
Hell
fucking
yeah.
stats. My
Can I ask a
characters are
quick question
fucking
on that?
wrecking balls. Yeah, go
Do
for
you
it.
have to have? So this is based off of the sacred stones, correct?
Correct.
Do you have to have that game and then put this on it?
Yes. I mean, there are pre-patched versions that you can go find, and you could just
Okay.
download that one ROM and be good. But if you wanted to just download the patch, you can download the patch and a copy. And if you already have your obviously legally obtained
Yeah,
version
that's why I
of
was
Fire Emblem
asking.
Sacred Stones, if you already have that ROM, you can use a patcher to patch that onto
Oh, okay.
the ROM, and then
Okay.
you have that too.
Interesting.
If you need me to give you the patch, Bobby, I could do such a thing. Now,
I,
you
I
obviously would have to have your own ROM of that you
yes.
legally
Yeah,
dumped, which of course you do. I know
I
you.
do.
I
That's
know
why I
you
was asking
do.
if you had to have that. Yeah.
Yes. But I could help you apply the patch to
I got
your
that
copy if you
really.
need it.
There's a pretty slick emulator on iOS that I like,
Mhm.
called Delta, that I use for a lot. There's RetroArch on there too, but
Mhm.
I'm kind of thinking about just having that on my phone because,
Sure.
like, it's
And I mean, this is a turn-based game. It's one of the best things about Fire Emblem
yeah,
is that it's being turn-based in a similar way to basically every Pokemon except the one you just played. They're all turn-based, so
yeah.
they're
I also
great
have a
to
Pocket
play
I should
on
just play
a.
on.
That's also true.
Yeah,
But they're great to play on a phone too. Like, I don't think you'd be
yeah.
losing out on anything by
No,
trying to play this on a
the
phone.
best Fire Emblem
Um,
is the one that you have with you.
that's almost universally true. Um, it also does have the classic and casual split. So if you want to play this where you can lose
So do
characters and they
we.
come back, uh, thank you. If you want to have the ability to lose a character and not lose them
Oh,
permanently,
cool.
you have that, or you can play that more hardcore if you'd like to. It just has all of those options when
Yeah,
you start
quality
the
of
game,
life.
and I think it's really nice. It feels like a lot of stuff's in there. One final thing.
Yeah.
This I promise you is the last thing. So in Fire Emblem Heroes, the gotcha game,
Mm-hmm.
there is a character from Echoes named Faye,
Mm-hmm.
and in Heroes, they made her an archer, and that's fine, except that when you play Echoes, that is not one of the classes she can jump into. She starts as a villager class, and the villager class gives her access to a bunch of different options as you play. She can be a cleric, or a Pegasus Knight, or a cavalier, or a mage. I think maybe she can't be a mage. But she has a number of options of things that she can be. Archer is not one of them, and it's something that caused the community a lot of consternation of like, why would you make her? Why would you make her an archer
if she can't be one
in this game if she can't be in her own game? Isn't that stupid? Well, the person who made this hack was like, yeah, you could totally make her an archer. I don't fucking care. So like now you can have Archer Faye, which is not important. Like it's not a big deal. You don't need her to be an archer. You have plenty of other archers that you can pick from. But just for the fun factor of holy shit, Faye can actually be an archer now. I have Archer Faye, and it is fun to play with Archer Faye.
I love it.
So it's cool how not only have they implemented stuff from the main game and they've implemented all this quality of life stuff, they've also implemented some fun like meme kind of stuff in like, oh, here's something people were bitching about, and now you know what, I made a little fix for it. You can just have fun with it.
Yeah.
And that's what I think this demake is basically.
That's cool, man.
It's just a lot of fun.
I want to at least check it out.
They found lots of ways to make this Fire Emblem game fun on a GBA, and
That's
it
cool.
works brilliantly. It's still not as good as Echo Shadows of Valentia. You really should just play that if you haven't played that. But this is honestly the next best thing, and it's really good. That's really awesome, really good. I'm having a great time with it.
That's a lot of games from us here on the Casual Hour. We are professionals, don't you forget it. And if you want to know more about those games, you can reach out to us on all of our social accounts right there in the chat. But if you have more questions about other games we're into, well, look no further, because Monday we played Mario Golf Super Rush, and Mario Golf Super Rush is still cool. Pretty neat game. We had a good time. That was a fun pre-birthday.
Yeah, we had to remember how to play it, but once we did,
when we got our legs, we got our legs, baby. Tonight we just had a really laid back, here's all the stuff we're playing. And then Friday night, pending the servers do not get slammed too hard, there is a chance to check out Arc Raiders for free this entire weekend. Cross-play, cross-save progression. You can buy this game multiple places and play it multiple places. That's how it should be. We will be playing Arc Raiders Friday night and probably getting our D's kicked in. But I'm looking forward to that. I have pre-ordered that game already. I am excited to get my hands on it this weekend, and I hope you all tune in to check that out with us. I will also just quickly let you all know we are taking next week off. Chase is about to tell you a bunch of other things that you can do while we are not live. You can also go and watch some of our old stuff on YouTube. There's a lot there. Go check everything out. Chase, tell the folks what they can do in our absence next week and the weeks to follow.
That's true. On my YouTube channel, Chase K Plays, I am currently playing through Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, the first one.
Hell yeah.
On my series, Go Play a Star Wars. Episode 2, I believe, came out earlier this week. So go check that out. There will be another episode next week. And there will be new episodes until I finish that game. It's a game I love, and it's cool to be going back to it after a really long time away. I also have another podcast that I do with our good friend of the show, Pierce Gorshane. It's called Pilot Program, where Pierce and I watch the first episodes of every television show ever made. We've got a new episode that we're recording next week. It's going to be on the anime Ping Pong, the animation. I'm very excited for it. It's one of my favorite anime of all time, and Pierce has never seen it. So
good for Pierce
to introduce that to him and see how he reacts to it. I think it'll be a really good episode. So
cool.
That should go up within probably a week or two.
Nice. Well, we'll be back on Friday, which is tomorrow, because we've been recording this podcast on Thursdays when we normally do it on Wednesdays. Tune in tomorrow night for some Arc Raiders. It should be